Let me see if this is working. It looks like it is. So, welcome. This is now, we're up into season 22 now of GT7 Aero League Racing. This is tier 4 white. So, a new league, a new tier that I'm commentating this season. My name is Ross Thorne. I'm one of the admins in Aero League Racing. I am going to do 2 tiers of commentating this season, and I did bloody eSports on Sunday night as well. So you just can't get enough of my voice this week. So we're starting this season in Le Mans. Very, very good track. One of my favorites. Then we're going to Dragon Trail Seaside next week, and then Mount Panorama the week after that. We've got Brands Hatch, San Croix C, Blue Moon A, Lago Maggiore, and Road Atlanta is our calendar for this season. So we've got 3 high-speed tracks, 1 low-speed track, 4 medium-speed tracks. It seems like more of an FR calendar this season compared to last season. Although I say that now, I mean, this track is 100% an FR calendar because of how the rears were in the feature race specifically for the MR cars. But I'm just trying to find the qualifying results, and I'll take you through the grid today. Got a full grid. Actually, all 127 spots on the grid were taken up last night. I think we had like 12 people in the reserve race as well, so that makes it 139 drivers taking part in Le Mans last night in ALR, which you love to see. So tier 4 white is, where is it? There's tier 5 blue, tier 4 blue. Tier 4 white. So we got Kanata being our host today. So the fastest lap, only one person sub 4 minutes in this lobby. So lining up in last place, we've got Tracy in the Ferrari 296, one of the newest cars on the grid. He set a 4-minute 8.4, so not one of the quicker laps, 8.6 seconds off of the pole time. Just behind his teammate Kanata, who was actually runner-up in Tier 4 Blue last season. So he stayed in Tier 4 and not got to grips quite yet with the 296, so got some work to do. I think they'll have a little bit of a better week next week in qualifying at Seaside, but yeah, struggling to get any time out of it. A 4-minute 6.2, maybe a lack of practice between the pair of them. They're lining up behind Doc Sol, who's entering, I think it's his first full season as a full-time driver in the Audi R8 Evo. He was in the 4-minute 5.728, and then next to him is a brand new driver, Scythe, in the other Audi. A 4-minute 3.3. So big gaps between the bottom 4, and then I think it's going to get a little bit closer as we go up. In 12th place, we've got Absolute in the GR Supra, one of the quickest cars around here. Speaking from experience, I got a double podium last night, so very pleased with how it's performing. So expecting to see Absolute potentially getting some good results here. 4-minute 3 flat in his qualifying. Remember, he is the Tier 5 champion from last season, so expected big things here as he makes the step up. Danger Mouse, P11 in the Porsche 911, the brand new one, which I don't think is very good on the top end. Obviously, the most popular car across all tiers in the pre-season picks. I think like well over half of all teams had it in the top 2 picks for their season. Again, it's an MR car, so potentially not too strong in the feature. We'll have to wait and see how he does, but P11 is a little bit low for Danger Mouse. Then we've got the Weapon in 10th place in the BMW M6. I think this is his first full season as well. And then in 9th place, we've got the Nissan GTR of Kieran, who finished in 3rd place in his Tier 5 last season. So managing to get into the top 10 on his very first qualifying, improving as we go. 8th place, we've got Gus back in the Citroen. Of course, the Citroen has been making a lot of headlines at ALR, winning a lot of races, winning a lot of championships lately. It's really become one of the top performing cars. He is the last person in the 4-minute 1s, the 4-minute 1 flat, 1.3 seconds off of pole position time. So the top 7, all in the 4 minutes. 4-minute 0.8 is for Bluebeard in the second GR Supra. Again, he won Tier 4 2 seasons ago. did a season as a reserve last season in Tier 3 and has come back down to Tier 4 to try and win it again. And maybe if he can come back and win it a second time in 3 seasons, I think he'll be immune from a relegation for a while. But that's just how quick the league's got in the last few seasons. You could win a tier and then find yourself back in it, albeit with quicker drivers than you were when you were last in it. That's for sure. 6th place, we've got Goalie Overlord, who is a new driver. He is in the AMG 16. I think this is just his second race. So to get P6 in his second race, pretty decent. AMG 16 is good on the top speed, so I expected it to be fairly decent here. In 5th place, we've got Gunmad, another Tier 4 champion from 2 seasons ago, basically having an identical run as Bluebeard. Did a season in Tier 3 as a full-time driver, went back down. So it's going to be the battle between the Tier 4 champions, I think. Maybe we'll see some other drivers come into it, but neither of them are getting into the top 4 in this first qualifying. So that's the Z4, a 4:06, 8/10 off of pole position time. 4th place, we got Timvo in the other Nissan GTR. Pretty quick driver. He was in the top 5 last season as well. One of the seeded drivers, of course, for this season as well. So no surprise to see him in the top 5. 3rd place, we got Tom Maddox, who is in the other M6. So really decent time for Tom. I think he was seeded last season, had a bit of a tough start. That was his first full season. This is his second full season. So maybe with this P3, he can use it as a springboard to getting a good result and a good start in the championship. 2nd place, we've got Nismo, who is back to full time for the first time in years, I think, in ALR. So nice to see him back in the Citroen again. Citroen seems to be pretty good. Maybe that 7th gear really kicking in nicely for the Citroen drivers. And on pole position, continuing his good run of form that he had at the end of last season, is Yuri. Yuri really kicked it up a gear to get I think it was some race wins towards the end of last season. And yeah, he's on pole again here. So seems to be really enjoying his time at the moment. So let me just get YouTube back up now that I've been through the whole grid there. There's going to be some blunders. That's what I love to see. Well, I'm quite good at catching them. Afternoon, everyone. The only reason for a sub 4 was teamwork. Yeah, that's the thing in qualifying. You can either try and go it alone in qualifying and try and just get a good lap in clear air, or you can work together as a team. But working together has that issue. If one of you really messes up your lap, then both of you pretty much are fucked in qualifying. But if you get it right, then you can easily be on the front row. Bit of a say Bluebeard and Scyther in the top 2, but they're not. Yuri is in pole position. Let's get going. Let's see what happens in this run down to the opening corners. Dawn start. It's going to get light very quickly. Everyone gets off the line pretty well. Looks like Nismo in the Citroen has already taken the lead from Yuri. Very solid start from both of them. Then Gunmad up into 3rd, goes back up from 8th to 4th. Goalie Overlord trying to stay with him. Then you got Astro, who's being shuffled down to 6th. Everyone trying to get through the opening couple of corners, which it looks like everyone has pretty nicely. Nismo still with the lead. Yuri just behind, a little bit of a gap back to Gunmad, Goalie. Then you got Astro making an overtake here on Gus back. Very difficult corner here to go side by side. Everyone makes it through. Now we've got this really tricky corner where I'm sure 3 or 4 of them at least will be getting some penalties, as it's very high speed. Yuri goes a little bit wide there. Looks like Astro's got a little bit wide. Everyone still made it through. You got the 296s at the back. Yuri looks like you actually might have gotten away from getting a penalty there, so actually took it pretty nicely. Losing a bit of time to Nismo, is going to be able to catch up in these in the slipstream. As we go down these couple of straights here. You got Goalie Overlord not opting for the bump draft, is opting to try and get an overtake done on Gunmad. Trying to outbrake him, gets himself nice in into the corner. Astro with a half-second penalty ahead of Tom, and Bluebeard trying to recover a little bit of time here as well. Then rounding out the top 10, you got Gusback, Weapon, and Kieran. You got Scythe with a half-second penalty. Then you got Doxol, Danger Mouse down a couple. Absolute struggling at the start as well. So let's see, is Gunmad going to try and get a position back on Goalie? These are the 2 that look the closest. It looks like Yuri's thinking about a move. Doesn't do it. The Z4's sticking in the slipstream for now. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Tom and Bluebeard. Everyone still makes it round pretty nicely. Goalie's been in the wall. So what's happened there? The 1 second that we moved away from this little battle. There's been a collision into the wall. Very easy to lose traction here. Looks like he might have overcompensated because he thought he was going to go outside the white lines to get himself a penalty. Now he doesn't have damage, crucially, but he is going to lose many seconds here. So this is free positions for everybody. He's trying to get back in the slipstream to avoid the weapon overtaking him as well. If weapon bumps him, he's got a get out of jail free card, but he doesn't. And now Kieran's going to come on the other side. Bit of a sandwich into the braking zone here. This is a really tough spot to be in. Everyone trying to make it through. You don't want to be into the gravel. It looks like everyone's avoided the gravel. And it is still, well, he's dropped down to 9th. It is still recoverable from here. That's the important thing. Astro in 4th. You've got Yuri still clinging on to Nismo pretty nicely here at the front. So these two breaking away. Gunmad is a little bit outside of the slipstream right now as well. So he's going to have these two battle a little bit if he wants to catch up. But it's looking very good for the BMW Z4 team, 2nd and 3rd right now, if they want to start and try to build a bit of a lead early on in the Constructors' Championship. Timvo with this penalty is going to drop him back definitely behind Tom. Actually, no, Tom had a penalty as well, so Bluebeard might be able to get past both of them. No, Tom didn't have a penalty. I'm getting confused. So Bluebeard falling back. Gus backs through as well. So Astro down 3 spots with that half-second penalty. No one else looks like, at the front at least, that they had a penalty. A little bit further down, Kieran is still in 10th. Doxol's trying to get in that crucial P10, which becomes pole position for the feature race. Couldn't do it there. Scythe down in 12th on his debut. Absolute still struggling at the moment, but everyone's pretty close together apart from these two. Struggling at the back, the 296s, so a bit surprised to see Kanata back there, gotta be honest. Yuri's got past Nismo somewhere. Okay, he lined him up. He's got the beautiful slipstream. Difficult to overtake his Citroen because its acceleration off the slow speed corners is so good. And it's impossible to hold it around the outside of that corner, so Nismo having to tuck in behind. Now this is the trickiest section of the track, these corners that we're going in. Technically, this corner and this corner and the next one, you don't have to brake. If you thread it right, that's definitely a penalty for Yuri though. If you thread it right, you can go super quick through there without having to brake, or just minimal braking. Any kind of heavy braking, you lose way too much time. And it looks like Yuri's going to get away with that again, so he must have lifted massively when he went off track there. That's the difference between the heavy penalties and the light penalties, but he doesn't get that final chicane right. Nismo is fully alongside. It's going to be a drag race down into the first braking zone as we start lap 2. Already a quarter of the way through this sprint. And Nismo looks like he's ahead. Yuri needs to hold it. And think about a dive, but he can't. Nismo covers it off really nicely, gets that lead back. So you don't need super clipping to do overtakes and re-overtakes. This is good for Gunmad because it's going to bring him a little bit closer. Bluebeard's up into 5th, Gus back is in 6th. Astro with another penalty, a 2nd, and the weapon half a 2nd. So this is quite good for Goalie, who had that big collision with the wall, trying to recover a little bit. He needs to stay close, and he could get 2 positions later on in the lap. And it's a little bit hectic further down. Doxol is in 10th place now in the Audi, and Scythe is trying to follow him through, but doesn't quite make it. Oh, Nismo's got himself a penalty. Battler being joining the straight. So is Yuri going to bump draft? No, he's still going to go for the position. No, he's not. He can't do it. So Nismo survives for now. Ooh, Yuri nearly collecting him in the middle of that corner, taking it really quickly, had to back out a bit and has lost a little bit of time as a result. Tom with a half second is potentially gifting Bluebeard a P4 here now. So lots of penalties really coming into play here. Astro with another half second, so this is going incredibly bad. This is Timvo. He did have some good pace. He did a practice race with Timvo, and he was able to keep up pretty decently for a lot of the lap. And now he's going for a move on Gus back here. See, if I'm Astro, I'm just bump drafting him. This isn't my battle. I know a 1 second penalty costs you actually 2.5 seconds on the lap. Hello, JMS. So, Bluebeard looks like he's going for some bumping. Astro fully headed Gus back. Gus back could just chill behind him because he knows he's getting that position back. Goalie's now got a half-second penalty. So this is going to bring everyone 10th, 11th and 12th back into contention. Scythe has got past Kieran as well, so Kieran dropping a little bit backwards. The Nissan GTR, very good until you get into 6th gear. And then once you're in 6th gear, it's going to struggle. So for a track like this, it's not that good. But for the next couple, it should be pretty strong again. And then, yeah, the two Ferraris having a terrible, terrible time. Yeah. These guys need some coaching in track limits, I think, at Le Mans. You do need a bit of you need to go on a course to learn the track limits around here. So Gunmad's caught up very nicely. We might end up seeing Nismo losing 2 spots here. So there's Yuri already through. Gunmad's going to try and catch up. I don't think it's going to work. I think the straight might be a little bit too short, especially with that slipstream that Nismo was able to rejoin. Let's see if Gunmad can get alongside. He's going to have to be brave if he wants to get into 2nd right now. And not quite yet. So we've got Bluebeard in a solid P4. Tom's dropped 1 spot. Gus back is 6th. You've got Weapon and Timvo battling, who both had penalties to serve. Doxol and Scythe have both overtaken Goalie Overlord now. So Goalie is down from, I think, top 6 on the grid, down to 11th. Kieran not able to get past. And then, yeah, just these guys a long way back. So, can Yuri hold on to it this time? We've seen a lot of switches of positions here. Team Speed is the eSports team he's on. I think they mainly do Formula 1. Gunmad with the fastest lap of 1.1. So over a second slower than what the qualifying fastest time was. Still a couple of laps to get that though. Wait till the feature. Okay. Yeah, Gunmad's well and truly in this fight for the win. Bluebeard can potentially catch them if they start squabbling. With the top speed that this GR Supra has, the Bluebeard can definitely reel in these guys. A 4.1, he does have the fastest lap actually, so he did take that off Gunmad. And that was with just some clear air by the looks of things. So what is Nismo going to do? He's in a Z4 sandwich, not the best place to be. Made his return on the last round of the season last season in Abu Dhabi. I think he got a podium in the sprint race. Oh, that's a much better corner for Nismo than Yuri. Got a podium in the sprint race and then didn't have the best feature race. It might be looking fairly similar here in terms of the sprint. He might be able to get the win though. Okay, he's not even going for the bump draft. I'm surprised at that. He could have got the overtake done or the bump draft done there, but he decides to do neither. Maybe just not familiar with the bump drafting rules at ALR. Good little exit there for Nismo. The thing is, if you overtake into that chicane, then you've got 2 more very long straights to try and stay ahead for. Something's happened to the weapon. Maybe something similar as what we saw with Goalie. Let's see. Exactly the same. Exactly the same. And he avoids damage as well. So, great news for Doc Soul. Up into 8th now. Is Scythe going to be able to catch Weapon? Weapon is going about 10 kilometers an hour slower right now. Weapon gets away with that, still in P9. A little bit further up, Yuri has lost a spot to Nismo now. Nismo went for it into the hairpin. Good overtake there. Very easy to catch someone out if you've got a car that can make the apex. If you get it wrong, then you're killing both of you, though. Very clean race so far, I've got to say. Yuri's already trying to come back at Nismo. Let's see from Gunmad's point of view. Very tricky to go side by side into this braking zone. Nismo getting on the brakes really early. Gunmad almost going for the move there. And he's trying, yeah, these half moves, that's going to penalise Gunmad now, because he had to really back out of that move. And in fact, it didn't even impede Nismo much, because he's about to have another go at Yuri. Yuri really needs to defend the inside here. Very difficult to go around the outside of this corner. Nismo's slightly ahead. Yuri pushes him to the edge of the track, keeps the position very well. They all keep it very nicely on the track there. Tom, solid P5. Gus back a solid P6, and the battle for P10. Weapon is still in 10th right now. Very, very close between 10th and 14th, though. The last lap, we've only got one more lap, 4 more minutes to go with this sprint race, and we'll see who takes first blood in ALR this season. Very dry sprint race. This is the only track this season, actually, where it can rain. We did get rain in a few tiers. I think tier 2 had rain. One of the tiers, I think it rained every single session. So it's not good for my data. Good exit there for Yuri. And Nismo's got a crucial half-second penalty there on the last lap. So this is looking fantastic for Team Z4. Just checking to see if anyone else got a penalty from joining the main straight. Nismo got a second now. So this actually, like I said, 1 second gives you a 2.5 second penalty here on this track. So Nismo's P3 might be under threat, because Bluebeard's not too far away. He's going for the lead on Yuri. Yuri's just going to let him have it. So this is looking completely in Yuri's hands right now. What's he going to do? Is he going for the bump? Is he even going to get close enough for a bump? It doesn't look like it. So the Z4 struggling in 6th gear. Oh, both of them braking super late here. What's Gunman going to do? Yuri's going to get a penalty there. He's gone completely off track. Is this going to... Yuri's got away with it again. How is Yuri getting away with not getting penalties here? He's got some sort of hacks going on. But he's lost a lot of time to Nismo. Oh, very, very deep there for Nismo. Nearly loses the car. Is Bluebeard close enough? I think he is close enough to get Nismo here. A nice 3-way slipstream. This is how you gain massive amounts of time when you've got 3 people pinballing off each other. Right. One more corner, then this really brutal 1 second penalty is going to hit Nismo. And this is with light track limits. This would be like 3 or 4 seconds if we still had heavy on. So there's the Z4s in first and second. What's Bluebeard going to do? It's going to be tight. Nismo's not really defending it. Bluebeard's just going to go on the inside. Nismo reacts very lately. and he's going to try and hold it around the outside, but you can't really do it. You can't do it in that corner. So, Bluebeard manages to get up into third, and it looks like first to fourth for Nismo. He's going to lose a podium because of that penalty. Yuri and Gunmad are going to have the perfect start. They're going to take maximum points in the sprint race, including the pole position point. The only one they're missing out on is the fastest lap at the moment, which is going to go to Timvo. So definite contenders for the Constructors' Championship. The Z4 team. Yuri taking the final corner. He just needs to avoid binning it, and he's going to take victory in round one ahead of his teammate Gunmad. Bluebeard in third place gets the fastest lap ahead of Nismo. Tom Maddox in fifth. A little bit of a gap down to Gusbach in sixth. Seventh for Doc Soul. Eighth for Scythe. And it's going to be 10th for Astro because of his penalty. Goalie Overlord gets 9th. And then out of the points, Danger Mouse, Kieran, the weapon dropping back at the end. Absolutely anonymous for him. And then Kanata managing to catch up to that pack. And then Tracy, I don't know what's been going on with him. He improved at the end of last season, but this is not a good one. He's 20 seconds back on this lap as well. So let's spare his blushes and just find the find the feature. Whoa. So, question is, can the Z4s do it from P9 and 10? Completely different ball game. Looks dry from the... Okay, it is dry. Hold on. Let's go back. So, what I'm expecting to see here is MR cars starting, well, doing the hard medium or the medium hard, and FR cars doing the medium soft. If the FR cars can't do a medium soft around here, I think they're going to have a really tough season. So we got softs on Kanata's car. Interesting. Softs for Absolute as well. Mediums for the weapon. Hards for Kieran, so he might struggle on the opening lap. Hards for Yuri, and for Gunmad, and for Nismo, and for Gusbach, Doc Soul, Scythe, Goalie. Okay, everyone at the front is on hards. The first person on the medium's Tom. And the second person on the medium's Bluebeard. So those are the two that we got to look out for at the start of this one. Timvo taking to the start of the race. Yep. So his wheel had an issue. Man, I don't think I've ever seen this happen from pole position before. And now he's going to drop all the way to last because he can't reverse back onto the grid because he doesn't want to catch anyone. Lots of people getting half-second penalties for actually cutting the final chicane as well, which is a bit brutal. So it means Goalie Overlord is going to take an early lead in this one. On the hard tires, immediately goes off track here. So Scythe is going to close right in, and so is Doc Soul. The Audis are going to try and overtake. It looks like Scythe is going to lead a race for the first time in ALR. Doc Soul and Goalie are going to be pretty close here. Not a good corner to go side by side in, and Doc Soul gets it. So it's an Audi 1-2 right now at the start of this one, but Doc Soul's gone off track there, and he's going to get 3 cars overtaken, including Tom on his mediums, already up into 4th. Nismo's already up into 5th as well, so great start for Nismo, even though he's on the hard tyres. Doc Soul with a half-second penalty. Bluebeard in P7 on his mediums. He's going to have to try and outbrake a load of people here if he wants to get the positions. Saving a bit of fuel as well, not going for the moves just yet. Looks like no one's gone for the moves, but Doc's gone completely off track on the hard tyres, completely underestimating what he can do on those hards with the heavier braking. We've got Danger Mouse up in 9th, we've got Yuri in 8th, but all of them with half-second penalties. Kieran and Weapon having a little drag race, but Weapon has the slip, so he's going to get ahead, and he's going to just pull in front of Kieran to try and cover that off. He should have really bump drafted Doxol, and then he'd have been far and away. A little bit further up, Bluebeard still behind Nismo, and Tom, oh! Almost coming together with Gus back there. He needs to get past these guys. I know it's nice to do some bump drafting, but when you're stuck behind hard runners, when the end of the lap comes where Scythe's just picked up a half-second penalty, yeah, you can't afford it because you'll lose multiple seconds. So Goldie's got a chance now of getting the lead again. Scythe defending pretty nicely here with the late braking into the hairpin. Top 4 very close together. You got Nismo in 5th, Bluebeard still 6th, Yuri in 7th with a half-second, Gunmad in 8th, so they both made up a couple of spots. Danger Mouse and Doxol in 10th, and then it's a big group of cars back here. You got the Absolute in the Supra with some really good top speed here. Revving the car a little bit too much, actually. Look at that, easy, and he's going to get a little bump from that's Kanata, having a bit of a better start to this one. Both of them on the soft tyres though, so they should be making their way through. And Absolute will get a few positions here with the penalties as well. But we've got Scythe. Let's see how this penalises him. Goalie's going to easily get through. Here comes Guzback and Tom. Are they going to get through as well? Guzback should. Tom's getting close, but it might not be enough. Like I said, this is the part of the track that Tom doesn't want to be stuck behind people for. Yeah, he's struggling, but we've got a few people in. We've got Gunmad ahead of Yuri now after he served that half-second. Doxol still in the top 10. Kanata's dropped to 13th now, so he's got even more work to do. And Tracy and Astro, after his issues, plodding along at the back there. Yeah, good point, JMS. It is actually in the rules that when you serve a penalty, you have to be off the racing line. Good job there's some ghosting, but Tom getting overtaken by Nismo here at the start of lap 2, so he must have got the final chicane wrong. Bluebeard not too far behind. And then you got the Z4s. Both of them are on the hards though. Surprised to see the Z4s on the hards. Oh! Was he alongside? That's the question. Let's have a look. No is the no is the answer. Not alongside. It's a little bit naughty there. Hopefully Nismo doesn't get a penalty. Bluebeard's going to get both of them as a result, so a huge gift there for Bluebeard. Oh, a nice little bump draft accidentally made by Gunmad on Nismo, so Nismo's getting back up to speed. He doesn't get a penalty because they recognise that he had contact that resulted in him getting pushed off. But Goalie, looking fairly comfortable at P1. Not under any immediate threat into the first chicane. Goes back in the Citroen, really needs to try and keep up with him. The Citroen's very good in slip, not so good without slip. Then you have Bluebeard in 4th, already trying to get himself back into the top 3. He only spent a couple of seconds in the top 3 in the previous race, and he's already made his way back up to 4th. And that was a very ambitious overtake. And he still makes the corners inside the lines, keeps the position. Scythe doesn't. Scythe gets another half-second penalty. So now Tom's going to try and follow him through. Gap's starting to form up and down the field now as well. So no big moves here. We've got Gunmad down in 12th. Nismo's down in 14th. Well, they're obviously about to have a big incident. Oh dear. I need to see that again. I need to see it again. I'm trying to see where they break with the braking zone. Yeah, Nismo just doesn't brake. That's the problem. So Gunmad got reset to track there. And, whoa, so Tracy, I don't know what's happened to him, but he's had a little spin in sympathy. So rejoining, Gunmad's got a lot of work to do now. His teammate, Yuri's up into 6th. And that's pretty much where Gunmad was before. So lots and lots of extra incidents at the start of this feature race, which usually happens because I think it's mainly because of the tyres. People aren't used to being on the tyres that don't perform as well. You're trying to push just as hard as when you're on the softs. You're not making the adjustments that you need to. Scythe does get overtaken by Tom, so Tom's finally being released. You've got Absolute, who's been on a huge charge on these soft tyres so far in this race. Up into 5th now. So what a good recovery, because he didn't even finish in the top 10 in the sprint race. I think he was 14th actually, so that means he's up 9 positions in not even 2 laps. So that is a very good result here. Weather's starting to look a little bit grim. I wonder if we're going to get rain here. I don't actually know if we are. Gusback started to defend now from Bluebeard, so the 2 Toyotas looking very strong in this feature race compared to everyone else. P3 and P5. Oh yeah, don't go for that one. That wouldn't have been a good idea. So allows Gusback to get away a little bit. Fastest lap for Bluebeard, a 3.6. Lots and lots of time to come down off of that. Tom unfortunately gets himself a half-second penalty. Means that Absolute might be able to overtake him as well. Scythe down in 5th, defending from our race 1 winner Yuri. Ooh, Absolute nearly losing it there if you saw that through the corner. Yuri struggling with the he got away with a lot in the first race without getting a penalty. That one I did see his foot stay flawed. Struggling with the dirt, yeah, to stay on track, gets the penalty because of it. Now he got the weapon, comes out of nowhere. He's trying to get the move done. Yuri doing the bump draft to try and stay ahead. It's going to be really tight between these 3 into the braking zone. Are they going to be able to get it stopped? They are. And Scythe getting that half-second. Yeah, it did look like he was cutting the exit of the chicane a little bit. This is great news for Weapon because he's going to take 2 spots. Yuri completely outside of the slip. Weapon trying to get a double overtake here. And he's not going to need the penalties to help him because he's ahead on merit. But now he's got a half second. So all three of them with half-second penalties, which is going to give Absolute some breathing space on his softs as they're starting to die. Tom with a half-second. You got Guz back, putting some pressure now on goalie. Oh, they both go too wide. Bluebeard's going to take the lead here. What? Both of them outbreaking each other. Wanted to be last of the late breakers, but it went horribly, horribly wrong from the pair of them. Yeah, way too late. Way too late. And Bluebeard is going to take the easiest lead of the race here as a result of that. Goes back with a half-second as well. Tom up into third. Goalie's in fourth, but he's slow to get going, and Absolute's going to overtake him now. So first to fifth there for goalie. And it's looking really good for Bluebeard with all these penalties that everyone's got to serve as well. Consistency really does pay off in Tier 4, I think. On this track specifically, it is really knowing where the lines are in terms of what you can get away with. In next week's track, it's really making sure you know how to take the death chicane as close to flat out, if not flat out. Although I would advise lifting. I think you'll be fine in Tier 4 with a little bit of lifting at death chicane. Not too much though. Yeah, literally half the grid with penalties every lap. Yuri back down to 10th on the hards. He's struggling on the hards, and actually, even though Gunmad was killed and reset to track, he's only maybe a second behind his teammate right now. Nismo catching up as well. And then Astro, after his opening, whatever it was, wheel issue, still not back with the pack yet. But Bluebeard setting his second lap. It is another fastest lap at 3.2. Fairly decent on the mediums. Goes back on the hards, doing a really good job to stay this close to Bluebeard on the hard tyres. He's managed to become the highest running driver on hard tyres. And then Tom is on the mediums, goalie's on the hards, battling with Absolute, who's still out on his softs. This will be Absolute's last lap on the softs, and he's getting muscled out of the way there by the weapon. So, yeah, lap 4 on the softs is a bit brutal. His tyres will be wearing a lot quicker than if he did the softs in the second stint, because he'd only have about 60% of the fuel in instead of 100% of the fuel weighing the car down, adding to the tyre wear a little bit quicker. A little bit further down, Yuri has managed to overtake Dangerous, but he's got another second penalty. So Yuri didn't get any penalties at all, I think, in the sprint. But when you're at the front, compared to when you're trying to follow it, it's a little bit different. Dangerous in this brand new Porsche is not having the best of times. Still got some good tyre life there, although his rears are wearing pretty quickly. And there's a... Speaking of... Well, they're not wearing, but he's really struggling around these corners, Nismo, on those hards. You've got a little drag race here between Kanata and Kieran. Kanata looks like he's got past Kieran. Kanata on the softs, he's not making the end of the lap. I'm telling you that right now. Look at that rear left. This is a bad idea. He's going to struggle with a lot of these corners, so Kieran should easily get this position back. Down to first. You don't need to be taking this corner in first. A little bit further up, looks like it's starting to get a bit spicy between the weapon and Absolute. And the weapons dropped back off of goalie. They were very close together. Everyone looks like they've made it through that one fine. Yeah, a little bit of lost traction but nothing too major. Goes back getting caught by Tom now. So Tom's having a great feature. Dropped back in the sprint after qualifying, I think it was third. Now he's in third in the feature. And Bluebeard really driving away now. So the top have avoided penalties on this one. Absolute's going to try and out-drag Weapon here, and then you've got Doxel, you've got Yuri serving another penalty. So he's been overtaken by Danger Mouse. Here comes Scythe and his teammate Gunmad. Gunmad with a great run. Gonna get Scythe, he might get his own teammate as well. He needs to be careful here. So the Z4's back where they started, 9th and 10th. Someone span. I think. No, no one span. Never mind. Ignore me. I thought I could see something on the minimap. Let's see what's happening between Tom and Gusback. So, some of these hard runners might come into the pits and do the rest of the race on mediums, and that is what Gusback's doing. Absolute's coming off his softs. Yuri and Gunmad are coming in now as well, so a lot of drivers in the pits. Kieran's in. Kanata's going to have to come in. He's lost a bit of time. Actually, didn't lose. Well, that would have been a 4-minute 10 plus for Kanata. Astro's in as well. And then we've got Sir Tracy lapping in the 4-minute 22s. Not quite sure what's going on with Sir Tracy. Very, very strange. It's not even tier 6 pace. So Bluebeard's lap's been a 3.6, a 3.2 and a 4.3. Very, very consistent lap so far in this race. Maddox has been pretty consistent as well, but a little bit slower every time. Goalie is now our highest placed. Oh, Maddox with a half second. Goalie's our highest placed car on the hard. He's staying out a little bit longer. Weapon with a second, Doxol with half a second, Danger Mouse with a second. Nismo back up into 7th now, Scythe with a whole second as well. This is going really badly for these guys. And then everyone else has made the pit stops. Gusback out in the lead of all the drivers who've made the stop. He's trying to get the undercut done on Bluebeard with these fresher mediums. But Bluebeard's going to stay out another couple of laps, and then he's going to put on the soft tyres, I'm sure of it. Then it's Absolute, then it's Yuri actually and Gunmad, who haven't done too badly there. Gunmad getting a half second though. Kieran's not far behind them, he might get a penalty. So Tracy, who hasn't pit, so he was a whole pit stop behind it, and he's got a 2.5 second penalty, which is mad. And then Astro and Kanata having a little battle for P15 at the back. Both of them having come in for the medium tyres. So where's the battles going on at the moment? Let's see what the Weapon is going to do with Doxol. Doxol a little bit deep. Gets a decent exit though, so he should stay ahead. The Audi has a great 6th gear, much better than the M6's. Just having a look at the liveries. Nismo should get past Danger Mouse here at this next penalty zone. And we're going to see Nismo have to pit at the end of this one, because I don't think he's already in the red, and I think you need to start the final lap not in the red in the fuel to actually make it to the end. So we're going to see Weapon drop back, Danger Mouse drop back. Nismo's going to get at least Danger Mouse here. I think he's going to get Weapon as well. So some really crucial overtakes before his pit stop. And we're going to go back to the front and see if Bluebeard's going to come in on this lap. Again, he's lapping very strongly, only quarter of a second off his own fastest lap that he's set. So the medium's still doing pretty good on the Supra right now. He carries on, a little bit of a dummy into the pits there. Tom carries on as well. Goalie on the hards, is going to do 5 on the mediums. He is. Goalie is into the pits. Doxol carries on. Nismo comes in. Weapon carries on. Danger Mouse carries on. And Scythe dives in. So the 2 on the hards are coming back in. Gusback, still the highest driver who's made a pit stop. So I have to see where he comes out compared to those guys. He's got himself a half-second penalty though, which isn't great. Scythe with loads of fuel compared to Nismo. So that's going to hugely benefit that Scythe, still having 32% of his fuel in. Nismo maybe needing to learn how to drive the Citroen a little bit, because you don't need to full throttle it. You can see Gusback is just over 50%, maybe 60% on the throttle. So there's Goalie coming out now. He's going to be behind Absolute. And here comes Yuri. He's going to try and get him. No, he's not going to be able to. Bless me. Yuri with another second as well. No one's gone out on the softs yet. So there's only going to be 5 drivers who try the medium soft. Everyone who's going to come in now, if you can get 6 done on the medium, surely you can get the 4 on the softs. It does look a bit grim, the weather, but it doesn't look like there's any rain anywhere on the track. Bluebeard lapped another 4 flat there. 1.2 seconds quicker than Maddox, 2 seconds quicker than Doxol. So this is where the action is. Absolute is heading off a bit of a train here. Yuri catching up nicely as well. Absolute a little bit hairy on the exit there. Yuri looks like he's going purple. I think we're going to see at least a 4-minute 1 before the end of the race. 4-minute 3 is way too slow to be the fastest lap. Yeah, Absolute getting caught in these straights by Goalie and Yuri here. Goalie looks like he wants to go for the overtake. Yuri's got to decide who he wants to bump draft. It looks like he's going to go for Goalie. Trying to follow him through before he has to serve the second penalty. Maybe he wants the car with the slower top speed to be the one in front so that he can catch back up. Yeah, the clouds look grim. There's definitely some rain somewhere in the sky. Whether it ever comes on the track, we'll have to wait and see. But everyone's coming in for their stop, and it hasn't started raining. So if it does start raining, at least it'll be an even playing field. Danger Mouse is going to be the last person. He's a little bit further back from the other 4, so maybe he's had an issue. He's carrying on again, actually, that's why. So he's getting some mileage out of this this first stint. So now it's all eyes on Guzback. We've got Bluebeard, Tom, Doxol, and the weapon in. Guzback was right at the front when he came in several laps ago now. And the question is he going to be able to be ahead of Bluebeard? Were his laps good enough, his out lap and his in lap, to stay ahead of Bluebeard? And it looks like it's not, because Bluebeard's already on his way to turn 1. It actually looks like it's not enough for Tom either. Tom looks like he's got ahead on his softs. Then it's Guzback in third ahead of Goalie, Absolute, Gunmad. Doxol's coming out now, he's just been overtaken by Yuri and Kieran, side by side. Keeps that one. And then you got the weapon in 11th side. You got Nismo still struggling out in 13th. Then you got Astro trying to recover. Kanata and Tracy, the two Ferraris, back at the rear. So we've got a Danger Mouse leader, completely out of position. He's going to have a really fresh softs at the end of this one. The question is, though, that rear left is looking dodgy. Can he make it to the end of this lap with that rear left avoiding a puncture? If we ride on board, can't even see Tom in the distance. Tom can see Guzback, but Tom's got the soft tyres, so he should easily keep this P2. And then Guzback and Goalie are having the battle for the final podium position here, with Absolute on the mediums as well. So these three all on the mediums, not too far away. Gunmad on the mediums. Everyone here is on the mediums apart from Doxol. So Doxol might be able to be an outside punt for a podium. If he can make the softs last, that's a big if. You're going to see the Audi power past the Z4. Up into 8th for Doxol. Goalie looking for a move on Guzback. He is going to pull alongside in the braking. And he's going to shut the door and keep the position. How are Danger Mouse's tyres looking? They're looking fine, actually. The only 992 on the field today. Obi-Wan is the other full-time 992 driver, but I think he was working. Yeah, look at this. Oh, someone's gone up a little bit deep there. I think it was... Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Scythe going way too deep. Yeah, just outbraking himself, trying to battle with Kieran a little bit too much on the gravel. I'm just going to rejoin just ahead of Nismo. So Nismo, a little bit of a pattern emerging, doing really good in the sprint, getting on the podium in his opening 2 rounds. Then the feature race seems to be coming apart for him. We've lost a driver. Let's see what happened to Astro. He's still there at this point. Where is Astro? Oh, he's disappeared there. Right, let's see what happened. Is it a disconnect? It's a rage quit! Well... that'll be a quali ban. So, Danger Mouse will be pitting very soon. You can see on the minimap he's not actually that far ahead of the chasing pack. So I think if he finishes top 10, he'll be very lucky here. Unless it starts raining right now and he puts on inters, and then he might end up winning the whole race. He'll be frantically looking at the weather forecast right now on the radar, the weather radar, to see if it's even possible to rain. There might be absolutely nothing, even when you zoom out. In he comes. You got some battle for the lead between Absolute and Gunmad. Gunmad up into 6th place now. So Gunmad having a solid feature race here. Looks like he's going to lose out in the battle of Tier 4 champions from 2 seasons ago between him and Bluebeard though. Mainly due to no fault of his own though, with that incident with Nismo. Him and Absolute side by side here. He's going to win out because Absolute was caught on the outside. Yuri down in 9th, battling still with Kieran. Danger Mouse is going to come out a lot lower than these guys. He's not going to need to put in too much fuel at least. Three laps worth. Weapons not having the best of times. So Danger Mouse ahead of Nismo on some softs. Nismo's going to try and overtake him here. So Danger Mouse with a lot of work to do. Clouds looking even darker now than they were before. Yeah, he's got some work to do there. Goalie looking decent to be getting a podium right now. Comfortably ahead of Guzback. Has the fastest lap with a 2.6 as well. But this will be the first lap that the soft-tired runners set, the first proper hot lap, so a 2.6 will be easily beaten, I think, on low fuel as well. Let's see what Bluebeard's first split looks like. Yeah, purple by 4/10 is kind of what you'd expect. Ooh, that'll be a penalty probably. No, he lifted enough. Doxol ahead of Absolute now. Doxol having a really good second stint on these softs, able to pick off drivers. Very foggy right now. Danger Mouse still hasn't caught up to Nismo. In fact, Nismo's caught up to Scythe pretty nicely. Oh, and he's got deep again! I wonder what's happened between the sprint and the feature. Because he was pretty locked in the sprint, and he's just not been able to keep that up in this feature race. So at the front, Bluebeard's still got a massive lead. Tom just coming around to join this back straight now. Then you've got Goalie, you've got Guzback, and Gunmad. Doxol will stick. Oh, it's raining! Look at this! There is some heavy rain going on right now. I wouldn't say heavy actually, it looks pretty light. Looking at the water gauge, it's slowly filling up. Still not enough to cause any kind of problem. But now, we're in the final part of the track. What is it going to look like? Kieran having a little look at Yuri here, feeling brave. Kieran won a wet race in his tier last season, so he knows what he's doing in the weather. Are we going to see anybody coming in? Bluebeard's coming into the pits, okay. Tom is not. Okay, we're going to see a big divergence in strategy here. Goalie Overlord's deciding to stick it out. Bluebeard may have chucked away the win. Guzback following Bluebeard in, and Absolute's coming in as well. No one else feels like I mean, it's definitely not Inter's. Well, it's kind of Inter's weather, but it's not worth having a huge pit stop at this stage. Nismo's coming in. He's trying to something different to rescue his round. Tracy has done a spin, as has. Oh. I mean, look at the rain. This was a mistake for everyone who's out. You've got a lot of spinning drivers. You've got Scythe spinning, Danger Mouse has spun, Weapon spun. You got Yuri and Kieran up here. You've got Doxel out. Oh my god. What the hell? Oh no. Everyone needs to I mean, Gunmad's taken the lead of the race, but I don't think it's going to last very long. Hold on, we need to go back a little bit. So Gunmad, pretty far back at this point from being in the lead. In about 1 corner's time, he's going to take the lead of the race. Look at this. Yellow flag's out. They couldn't even take that flat out turn in the lead up to the braking zone. Tom span again, so that's twice Tom span. Oh dear, luckily they were ghosted. So where is Bluebeard? Bluebeard's already out on the inters. He's only dropped down to 7th, whereas if it was dry, he would have dropped all the way to the back. He's got past Doxel really easy. Everyone who's come in, to be honest, it looks like it's stopped raining already. This might actually work out for the dry-tired guys. If it dries quickly, it'll come back to them. Not for Yuri, though. Doxel, hold on, where is the other intermediate runners? Absolute in 9th place. Guz back in 10th, quite far back though. Nismo in 13th, that's basically where he was before he came into the pits. So Tracy's still nowhere near the pit lane for the first time. Bluebeard's taken the lead, not a surprise. So Bluebeard was out of the lead for all of 4 corners, basically. Goalie's span it again. Tom has overtaken him again. Goalie's facing backwards. Lighting up the tyres to get back going. You've got Yuri, you've got Kieran, you've got Absolute on his in his inters, about to overtake a lot of people. He's got himself a 3-second penalty for overtaking under yellows. Make that 6. That's really annoying when that happens. Always happens when it rains as well. Like they've span out, you have to overtake them. But to be honest, I'll take a 6-second penalty than being on softs right now. Goes back on the inters as well. Might actually get P2 by the end of this. Yellow flag's out again. Who for this time? Looks like it's for Tom again. And he's got damage. Here comes Absolute. Here comes Guzback. Here comes Doxel. So 3 of the top 4 are on inters. Nismo's made his way up from 13th to 7th as well. They're just taking the penalties for overtaking under yellows right now. There's an extra 1. Make that an extra 2 for Nismo. It's just easy here. Bluebeard's going to win by like 20 seconds by the looks of things. And Gunmad is somehow still in 2nd. The sun's out, which is great news for Gunmad. Although he's going super slow here. Oh, he can't even turn. He's got traction on, which is good. But here comes Absolute, who's about to serve a 6-second penalty. Guzback's about to overtake both of them. Nismo's got a 6-second as well. Look at this. Oh, God! No! What the hell was that? He's still behind someone who served a 6-second penalty. Oh, and he's been overtaken by someone who was serving a 6-second penalty. That's crazy. Doxol up into 4th. Doxol has been the only one who's really avoided too many spins here. He stayed out on the softs. Obviously the softs are good to stay out on. Again, if it dries, he's got one more lap. He could overtake the Inters here. Nismo up into 4th now. I think that's everyone on the Inters. Well, you got Sir Tracy on the Inters, but he's so far back with the way that the track works. There's already a dry line for him, so he should have stayed on the softs, really. Bluebeard, final lap. Huge lead. Goes back looking comfortable. Looks like it's going to be a Toyota Supra 1-3 here, so another double podium for a team. Nismo, very, very, very insanely lucky that the rain came down, because he was having the worst feature race compared to a sprint that I've seen in a while. But yeah, he called it right, took the gamble. I mean, when you're outside the top 10 and something like that happens, you might as well take the gamble. And so far it seems to be paying off. Although look at this is definitely back to dry weather. So Doxol could potentially catch Nismo, who isn't too far ahead actually, with how dry it is. He just needs to stay on this dry line that's clearly formed. The sun's out. It's really done well at drying the track. To be honest, I think it may have been possible to stay out on the softs and make them work. How did that even happen? Is he going on the paint? Well, yeah. That's the paint. Damn, everyone. Kanata's caught up nicely, though. Kanata looks like he's not going to be finishing in the bottom 2. Danger Mouse up into 11th on his really, really fresh softs. So we have to see what some of these sector times look like, I think. We're not seeing them, though. So it's really going to be a question of, can Doxol catch Nismo? I think he can. He just needs to stay on the driest part of the track for the entire lap, which he's not at the moment. Find the dry line, stick to it. It's basically what, if you've got the racing light switched on, that is the driest part of the track. Avoid the paint, avoid the curbs. Yes, he's only 6/10 off his own fastest lap. You can basically brake at the same points as when it's completely dry. And Absolute's starting to lose a bit of time here. He's actually cooling down his tyres. Getting caught pretty quickly by Nismo and losing a lot of ground to Guzback. Doxol might still be able to get a podium out of this. You can see he's catching Nismo incredibly quickly right now. Oh, he's kind of made it. Maybe he won't be getting a podium. Maybe he needs to look at Gunmad and everyone behind. Luckily for the guys who went on the Inters, the race is ending this lap. If it had to carry on one more lap, it would not be finishing with the Inters guys in the top 4 positions, that's for sure. But Bluebeard coming through the last few corners now. He was on course to win before it started raining, and he's on course to win after. Made the right call. Hasn't really made a mistake. He's going to take the lead of the championship with a lap on to Tracy, who's going to finish 50 and score a point at least. Guzback is going to take P2. Was doing a really solid job as well before the pit stop. was the first to pit actually, and that helped him with the rain coming down as well. Managing to get ahead of Absolute, who he was behind when the rain started coming down as well. So really good P2 for him. Going to get a double podium for the GR Super team, which is fantastic, especially how after Tier 5 Champions sprint race went. Nismo, a huge recovery for P4. I don't think he'll have been expecting that at lap 6. Then you got Doxol, a really decent 5th. Gunmad in 6th. Kieran 7th. Really decent for Kieran. 8th, Tom Maddox, who could have been on the podium. Yuri 9th. Danger Mouse in 10th. You've got Kanati, you've got Scythe, you've got Goalie, who struggled when the rain came down, 13th. And the Weapon in 14th. So let's have a quick look at the standings. In the standings, we've got... who posted it? Pyro posted it. Bluebeard with a 9-point lead over Guzbak. Then you got Gunmad, who's only 1 point behind him. Gunmad and Nismo with the same points. You got Yuri, won the sprint race, but only 9th in the feature, leaves him 12 points off. Got Absolute, Doxol, Tom Maddox, Kieran, and Scythe in the top 10. In the constructors, you've got Toyota GR Supra 3 points ahead of Citroen. And Citroen are 3 points ahead of the Z4, so it looks like a 3-horse race after round 1 between Supra, Citroen, and Z4. Next week we're at Seaside, a completely different track. So yeah, join us then. Thanks for watching.